the series, the Senior Max and Max Masters Super Heat. And we are sat behind, I believe this is, 1 minute board comes up. I believe we are sat behind Yehonatan Mosh. I believe this is the Indian driver. 32nd board. Luke Armstrong on pole position. Toby Gill in second. Austin Gale right behind Luke Armstrong. The two Gale brothers sandwiching Luke Armstrong on the starting grid. No, behind was actually 367. We were sat behind Krishay Goot. The last driver on the Senior Max and Max Masters Super Heat. So 15 laps of action. And in the finals, both the Max DD2s and the seniors will be running 20 laps. And I can't lie when I say this is probably the category I'm looking forward most to in the RMC Asia and Thailand. Yeah, biggest grid and the experienced grid for the Rotax Banks Challenge Asia and Thailand Championship. Again, on your front row, Luke Armstrong and Toby Gale. On your second row is Austin Gale, followed by the 395. Here we go. Luke Armstrong controlling the pace of the grid. Toby Gale on the outside line. Here we go. Lights are out and we're racing. Toby Gale gets the better start on Luke Armstrong. And Toby Gale goes around the outside. Austin Gale still stuck right behind of Luke Armstrong. Toby Gale is in the lead of the race. Luke Armstrong in second. Austin Gale in third. Ratcharat in fourth. Fifth is Panya going around Rasami. 3 wide coming into the left S. And all the drivers are away and clean. Austin Gale right behind Luke Armstrong. And he's going to throw one up the inside. Not quite yet. Luke Armstrong goes on the defense. And Toby Gale is running off into the sunrise at Birakat Circuit in the Super Heats. Austin Gale goes defensive on Ratcharat and Antakan. And Ratcharat gets the better run on the exit and moves into third position. Austin Gale down into fourth. A bit of a mistake from Austin Gale. A little bit too deep on the brakes coming into turn number 8. And it takes a look behind, pick on around Rasami right behind him as well. And Luke Armstrong getting some breathing room now as he is setting his eyes on Toby Gale. Behind is Austin Gale, who overtakes Ratcharat and Antakan, goes defensive, and Panjika Aram Rasami is having a squabble with Ratcharat as well. But Austin Gale moves forward into third position one more time. And now Austin Gale starts to have a bit of a gap from P4. As a look behind, checks the gap, doesn't need to go defensive. Coming into the right S, throw it into the left, a little bit of a lift in the senior cuts. And then into the 100R, also a small lift. Heavy braking zone as you get the cut rotated. Lift again for the left. Slowly applying the throttle onto the back straightaway. Heavy braking zone one more time. Throttle before the apex coming out of the left-hander. Use all of the run-off curb when necessary. Jump the left curb. Tap of the brakes. Roll it into the final corner. Accelerate at the apex. That is a lap around the Birakat circuit in this layout. Toby Gale has a look behind. Luke Armstrong right there. Luke actually 3/10 faster than Toby Gale. And Luke Armstrong will have a bit of a challenge, I would say, passing Toby Gale. Definitely we know Toby Gale going defensive to make sure the two Gale brothers up in the front. Toby has a look behind. Luke Armstrong right there. And still Austin Gale needs to be a little bit further from P4 before Toby Gale starts defending a little bit more. Here's the thing though, it is quite risky to wait it out that long. You don't know when Luke Armstrong is going to be close, and Toby Gale's got a heavy job he's got to do. And Toby Gale is not as fast as Luke Armstrong as well. And Austin Gale needs to be a little bit faster to close in between the two. Last lap around, however, Austin Gale closing in by 2/10. So Toby's got to manage both his race situation and also try to keep Luke Armstrong behind. 5 laps of racing have passed so far, 10 more to go. And Luke Armstrong in the second position and slowly being gapped a little bit by Toby Gale in this state of the race. And they're running very, very similar times. Austin Gale a little bit faster than P4. Panigon around rest of me, chasing down 4th position. And number 328, Daniel Harris Jaggy. And Toby Gale slowly closes in on the race leader, Toby Gale. And he is almost 2/10 faster, a 1/10.5 faster than Toby Gale in the last lap. And Luke Armstrong closing in that gap from Toby Gale one more time. And Toby Gale has to look behind. Luke Armstrong still right there. Not in a distance where something can happen just yet. Luke has to be a little bit closer if he wants to go for the overtake. Last lap around, Austin Gale was still 1/10 faster than Toby Gale. Austin Gale actually the fastest man on track so far, 51.548. And he's closing in that gap, a 10th a lap. Toby Gale has to look behind. Luke Armstrong still right there. And Austin is within reach now of the top 2 drivers. Toby Gale has a long look behind, not only to see Luke Armstrong, but his brother, Austin Gale, slowly closing in the top 2. Number 323, Toby Gale, is still out in front. Luke Armstrong maintaining that gap as Austin Gale starts to close in more and more on Toby Gale. Austin Gale runs a 51.4, the only driver 2/10 faster than Toby Gale and the fastest man on track. And 6 laps have passed so far in this race. P4, P5 still having a battle. Here is the squabble for P12 between Dayan Ibrahim, Chanapov, Zachary Boyce, Jenny Bibinet, and Nishimura Sotomodu. Nishimura Sotomu. Oh, and that bumper of Zachary Boyce is very, very broken. I must have hit something hard for Zachary Boyce. And a very long chain of carts in the middle pack as Nishimura goes on the inside and pushes Zachary Boyce off the track. And Nishimura takes, I believe that is the 14th position from Zach. And Zachary Boyce goes defensive again on Jenny Bibinet. Again, this is the fight for 15th position. 10 laps to go, 5 left. Austin Gale last lap was a tenth faster than Toby Gale. So he will be closer and closer as the laps wind down. Padigan Rasami still chasing down P4. Here is car number 328 of Daniel Harris Jaggi. Fighting it out with not Siri Commentary but Krish Gupta. And if we take a look at the championship standings here for the senior category, so far it is Panchanaram Rasami who leads the Thailand championship from Toby Gale by 14 points. But Panchanaram Rasami all the way in 5th position, so a better situation for Toby Gale this time around. His brother Austin Gale is trailing behind Panchanaram Rasami, the championship leader, by 26 points. So then for the Asian Championship, it is Toby Gale who leads the Asian Championship by 40 points from Panchanaram Rasami. So Panchanaram Rasami and Toby fighting for both the Thailand and Asian Championship, with Toby leading the Asian one and Panchanaram Rasami leading the Thailand Championship. And then for the Thailand Championship, of course, also another contention is Austin Gale in 3rd on the championship. So we have to look behind. Luke Armstrong is still there, but another person behind Luke is now Austin Gale. Austin is closing in on Luke Armstrong, and I fear that Toby Gale is going to have to start defending. He's going to push Luke Armstrong back into the pack. Toby Gale is going to hold on and hold up Luke Armstrong. 2 laps to go in this race. Toby Gale goes defensive. Austin Gale has a look down the inside. Not quite yet. He's not going to go this time around. Austin Gale was almost going to go down the inside of that one. And luckily Luke covered it up in time. Trying to go around Rasami. Moves up into 4th position. And Siri Kongsiri will be looking to get into some of that action as well. And out in front, Toby Gale, still leading the race, has a look behind. Luke Armstrong right there. Austin Gale in 3rd position. Final lap. Toby Gale goes defensive. Luke Armstrong right there, defending on the inside as well. And Austin Gale, can he make it up into 2nd position? Austin Gale going to try to throw one up the inside if Luke isn't defending. He's going to go down the inside, and that caught Luke a little bit off guard there. in the U-turn after the 100R. You knew it was coming, but he went a little bit defensive already, but there was still a bit of a gap. And Austin Gale takes home P2, and Toby Gale in the lead. And Luke Armstrong in the very end falls down into third position. Fourth is Panyagon Aram Rasami, and fifth is Rajarat Anantakan. Sixth goes to Siddhi Kongsari. Seventh is Daniel Harris Jaggi. Eighth is Krish Gupta, followed by Tanmay Kothari and Yehonatan Mosh in 10th position. And here is your race winner, Toby Gale, in the Superheats. And now we go into the highlights for the Cinemax and Max Masters.